Need to hear one of our shows again? We've got them on podcast. Go to fmmoneytalkradio.com. Scroll down to Podcast on Demand. Pick your show, and it's on. Podcast on fmmoneytalkradio.com.
Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They have been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses reaching all over South Florida. With added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio, it has never been easier to get your voice heard by millions of listeners. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP2TV at 866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
Oh, good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's showtime.
Morning, breakfast. Take two. Good morning from the morning breakfast show. The morning show.
Live from the Aurora Room with the Brooklyn Cafe show.
Wait, what was that? A growl?
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you.
I'm very excited today. Oh my God, my phone is going off. It doesn't shut up.
Grab yourself a toast, a donut, or a Weight Watchers 0 Point breakfast, and let's get rolling and go. There is.
Did you see what happened a couple of days ago? I forgot to bring it up yesterday. There was some politicians were talking, and somebody hacked the Zoom. You know, Zoom is hackable, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they hacked it, and they put a dog where one of the legislators was. Did you see that? And the dog is talking.
No, I saw the one with the cat.
Yeah, it was a cat. I'm sorry, it wasn't a dog. It was a cat.
It's like pull up a chair.
And the cat was talking, and the guy goes, yeah, I'm really here. I'm not doing this. Somebody's hacked me. And they couldn't get it off, so they had to have the meeting with the cat doing his thing on the deal, right? Good morning, Taylor, in the house. So it brought to my attention exciting news, breaking news about cats and dogs on February 28th. Pam Polani's
instead of
Alzheimer's
fighting
Day.
like cats and dogs, we're playing like cats and dogs.
No, I was doing Sarah's Spiritual last night. Outstanding show she had last night. I got to tell you, she talked about Valentine and the lack of love, how we have to refill that whole love thing going on, right? And I hear Teddy's voice on the commercial. And Jody even texted me. She said, oh, I didn't hear that before because I had put it into the deal before anybody got I didn't even hear it. And at the end of the show, they played it again.
I heard it yesterday, and she said, it's good. I go, it's good. We may be getting a second one. We have our Cold Stone voiceover. But I don't know if it's done yet.
I'm going to tell you, I was really impressed with it, and everybody was asking me about it. And it is on February 28th. Bring your animal. They don't care what it is, apparently. A giraffe and rhinoceros.
No, it should be park friendly is all I can tell you. The elephant might not work. You know, the elephant.
There's a
Brew.
lake.
There is a lake.
Elephants love water.
Good morning, Taylor.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How'd everyone like your show?
They liked it.
Rave reviews?
Yeah.
You did really good.
Thanks.
I was like, holy smokes. There's another one on this side.
We got lots of chairs.
So
we can
anyway,
bring in.
February 28th, what is the website?
BrainBowlEvents.org.
So we want everybody to come out. It's $20 going to a good cause. Come on down. And if you say that you heard it on anything that we do, whether it's our show, the radio station, whatever, you come over and say, hey, I heard this on the
Let's do
air.
an interview.
And we'll interview you.
Good
on-
morning.
and there's the superstar.
She's
I heard your
dressed for
commercial.
tonight.
It was pretty good.
Look at her. She's like, you tired? Yes.
we're gonna be pulling you about 12 different directions today, I hear.
Yes.
It's all good.
She looks great. She's hosting another show tonight on Bitcoin because it has exploded. Everyone wants more of the Bitcoin master, Michael Macchia.
I'm up money. I'ma tell ya.
So tonight at 7:30, Teddy will be hosting on WWNN live with the Bitcoin master, Michael Macchia. So that's exciting. He's going to help me set up my account. I had a hard time linking it so much that the bank called me yesterday and said, "Are you trying to do something?" And
I did
said,
it.
Yes.
It took 2 seconds.
A different website. I'm trying to link to my bank, so I got to call the
I
bank
don't know
today.
what you're doing, but he gave me the site. But I'm gonna give him my phone. I'm not even gonna bother. Say, here, just put
You
it
saw
together.
what I've been going through, but there's one. It's a cryptocurrency that I'm like, I have to buy it, and I'll show you what it is. But I just
I don't
want
want
to.
to. You know, yesterday I asked you to. We were doing some
I
work,
was a
and you
little
went
involved.
into your phone, and you never left it.
But
so
we
everything
had a
a-
really great day yesterday. We got a lot of things
See
accomplished.
how she does that? Are
But
you guys learning?
I can do
Are
multiple
you
things
learning?
on the phone.
I'm ignoring her now because you see how she does that? I'm doing this didn't work yesterday. She's gone into something else.
Have you noticed this kind of looks like me today with my hair back? Isn't that kind of
yeah,
creepy?
the eyes are about that big.
Isn't that kind of weird? No, that is not me, actually. Amy Rashevsky made that. It kind of looks like me, though. That's Miriam. She made that, and she's creating a new piece for our morning
Don't
show.
say that because you remind me of my sister. And then now I'm looking at the news and everything out from New York. I'm really upset. Don't bring
Speaking
up
of
her.
news, what do you think about Tom Brady throwing the Super Bowl trophy from his boat to another boat over
but
the water?
But Grunt caught it.
Of course he caught it, but I'm like, wow.
He was drunk. His daughter kept saying, "Dad, don't do that." That was the part
So
that
he
made
doesn't
fun
even
of.
need tomatoes, but now he drinks avocado tequila. So
Well,
has anyone
he's
heard of avocado tequila? Now I'm thinking he's
It's
a smart
disgusting.
businessman because now he will be the spokesperson for avocado tequila.
No, he's going to put out Brady avocado tequila. It's
See?
already in the works.
I knew that was.
But
on
I gotta
purpose.
tell you something. I've had it. I hate it. Yuck.
Really, I've never had
It's
it.
disgu- You can make a drink out of any fruit.
What
Banana
about
tequila.
pineapple tequila?
Yeah, you can do it.
That sounds good, Slick.
You like that?
Let's do it.
Mm.
Let's do it. Let's get a pineapple and some tequila, just like we do pineapple vodka, and you let it marinate.
You're gonna make a hole in the pineapple and put the tequila. I've done that. No, you chisel out the middle. You take all that out.
Or you go to Publix and you buy one that's already done like that.
Or they have them like that?
In my world, yes.
Really? I never seen that in my life. You seen that?
It's already a cored pineapple.
Me and
the whole thing is
Teddy
just
is
like,
old
whoop,
school.
It's all cleaned up.
I
all
did that in
middle.
Puerto Rico with coconuts. We used to drill a hole in it, and then we used to keep the juice in there and put rum in it, and then you put a cork in it, and then you refrigerate it, and woo, woo,
You see those
woo.
people that survived on a desert island on only coconuts?
Yes, it was called Castaway.
No, it just happened.
This is Castaway too.
They were deserted on a desert island. Always makes me think of my question: what one cosmetic would you take with you?
One cosmetic.
Uh-huh.
Meanwhile, you're about to die of death, of hunger, and you're gonna suck on a lipstick. you are hilarious.
So I asked Chelsea that question, and she says, sunscreen. Sunscreen's a cosmetic, right? I said, yeah. She goes,
Sunscreen.
I said, what about concealer? She said, what am I concealing if I'm by myself on a desert island? I don't want to
That's
get
right.
burned.
And you would just do your hair every morning to talk
I'm
to
like,
yourself.
I need a concealer. Sunscreen's a good choice, though. I go, how about a razor? She goes, that's not a cosmetic.
A razor. What are you gonna shave?
She said, that's what she said.
You may need the hair for warmth. Are
That's
you
what
kidding
she
me?
said. She goes,
Let
if
the
I'm
hair
by
grow.
myself, what do I need a
You'll be
razor
a
for?
giant walking goonie goo goo.
My daughter, the voice of reason.
You can take the blade out and use it for survival skills.
You
On
must
a
have been
razor
Girl
blade?
Scout.
I was.
The shaver that has the 3 heads, is the blade is about, I don't know, this big. The only thing you're gonna survive is you and an ant.
The little, The little pink Bics. So
Now-
they airdropped food and water and supplies to them.
Okay. No, they didn't go get them.
Nope. They sent them food, and they have to send people. They have to send a ship out to get them.
Yeah, and they can't even do a helicopter because I heard the winds
But
were
they
bad.
survived on coconuts.
Now, they survived on coconuts. Now let me
0
ask
Point
you.
breakfast at Weight Watchers.
But let me ask you: can you imagine, like in Castaway, the guy was trying to eat raw stuff because he couldn't make fire, and then he finally made fire. And he was having clams and the whole nine. He was catching stuff from the ocean. Can you imagine if you're alone, not with somebody else, having to do that?
It's gonna be me tonight running the NN board.
You make
She's laughing.
You make fun.
I'm not
if
making
anybody
fun.
here is planning on
It's
taking
scary.
a plane, let me know, because every time I take off on a plane, I think Castaway. I go, what am I gonna do? It's horrible.
You
living
need a
like that.
volleyball.
That one episode of, what is it? Surgeon General?
Surgeon
No,
General.
Grey's Anatomy. That's what
Oh.
they all get caught in a plane crash and everyone dies.
I had to stop watching that show. It was everyone kept dying.
Isn't that the show where the plane went into the hospital?
Well, the hospital people were on the plane.
No, but there was a part where a plane crashed into the hospital. You ever saw that
With
one?
McDreamy, I can tell you. I only watched it for him, and then he died. I'm like, not so much anymore. And McSteamy, yeah, exactly. McDreamy, McSteamy, McMuffin. I mean,
Mayor McMuffin. Yeah, maybe that's Slick, Mayor McMuffin, who gets he gets lunch delivered to him every day.
yeah, what's up with that?
I think he has Israel on the down low because ain't nobody. And then Israel grabbed him yesterday. Where are you going? Here, your food. I'm
He
like,
comes in every day looking for you, Slick. What's up?
I mean, I don't know. Like,
Yes,
Why
you
only
do.
you?
just having a relationship.
You have a
you're
relationship.
having a relationship.
I feel like me and Teddy sees it every time I come in. We always talk. We
First of
talk
all,
about life.
I go to
Looking for him.
Yeah.
I go to him every day and talk to him in his native tongue. He don't bring me no food.
Well, I don't know.
He don't even bring me. He brings me a little brandy once in a while.
There's
He
some
wants to have
fruit
a-
cup in the back that no one eats.
He
so
ate it.
You eat the fruit cup too?
A fruit cup, yeah.
You ate it.
Got
Now
it.
the funny.
more fruit
No, I'm gonna
cup.
tell you the funny thing is, Pierre the Stair was here yesterday.
Yeah, apparently he turned off the battery box to
That's
the
okay.
computer.
That's all right. But he was here and he's been in a.
Look at her face.
He's been.
By the way, can someone check the audio on this on Facebook and make sure we're good? Because last time that happened, we had an issue.
So
Ow, he pressed the off button.
she does it again. You ever notice
Sorry.
this?
How, chair. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
What is it? We're gonna have a chit chat because now you're getting me lost. So Pierre the Stair was in studio and there was a box of food. Now I happen to have the inside track that Pierre has been fasting for 2 days. Nothing to eat. You know how I know? Because I asked him and his stomach was growling at WNN.
He said he was trying to cut his calories.
For 2 days he didn't eat anything but water. I said that's the worst thing you could do because you're putting your body into shock and you're gonna gain weight. And I guess that happened because yesterday he went back to eating. So anyway, he takes the food tray and Slick says, yeah, you could put some on a plate for you. You could put some on a plate. The man opened up that crate, that little box, and he started eating it live. And I look at Slick's face. He goes, that's not what I said.
Oh, just keep it. It's okay. You can keep it. Yeah. I'm like,
That
sure,
was
bro.
the funniest thing.
And they told me, you told me that he's on a fast. I'm like, you might as well just keep it, man.
Slick, at the
That's
end
no
of
problem.
yesterday, what goes through your mind? Are you still this calm? Because yesterday was the day. The best was I go, Slick, let's go to commercial break. We got to have a chit chat. No, we don't. We're good. No, really. We're going to go to commercial break. We're going to have a
Oh,
little
it's
talk.
because
No,
of-
I'm good. I'm like, no. We're going to commercial break. And apparently Vinny went, okay, we got to go to commercial break.
Oh, yeah.
Go, 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 go.
You know, I just feel like
Sitting in
situation-
crisis.
sitting in crisis, and I feel like right now, if you are running floor, you're gonna be matching my energy. So
That
I'm
was
gonna
the
be that. I'm gonna
funniest
be that
thing.
guy that you hate.
What does that mean?
And
If you,
as
As in, like, I'm
if
gonna be
you're
that guy that
employed?
you hate. As
That-
in, like,
That-
yeah.
I don't know what the hell he's. I phased him out to his explanation. Makes no sense.
what
Oh.
does that mean?
Oh, we're talking about two different things.
We are.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm on a different
Yesterday
idea.
you offered.
Yeah.
Yesterday you offered the guy a drink, right?
What? Yeah.
The guest.
No, he. No, he.
And the guy
He told me
the guy
that-
don't drink.
The guy doesn't drink, but he told me that he needed a drink, and that's what
But
I
that was
heard.
a play on words.
We got to teach them to read
Yeah.
a room.
Read a room. Open a book.
I really shook the room when I gave him a drink. He's
yeah,
like, I
you
don't
shook
drink.
the room.
I'm
We
like,
went to commercial. He's in
I
recovery.
know exactly what was going on.
what?
I
New
know
mom
exact-
says hi,
his,
Spike.
His mind was gone because there was
Oh,
AKA
that's it.
Madonna in
Madonna
the
was-
piano.
Madonna? No, what are you talking?
Playing the
I'm
piano.
trying to figure out where did I see her before.
PBS, you know what I'm
She
talking
on-
about.
on
There
the
was a
video.
beautiful woman
No,
here playing
uh,
the piano. And what does
My
Slick do
first,
when it happens?
my first day here.
She was
He
here.
melts.
Oh. How old is
So I
she?
guess Slick, are you here?
No,
Huh?
this is the situation.
Oh, he was-
My first day here was like, I came in bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, trying to have an interview with Don and Freddie. I didn't know that I was gonna be, it's gonna be a working interview. Actually, I had to do I'll say floor manage, and then she was here with somebody else, and she was playing a band. But
She was on the stage that
yeah,
day.
she was on the stage. I just didn't I didn't put two and two together because I already seen her before. But I'm like, where did I see her? So I was kind of like in that, I'll say question mark of when did I see her? And then last night I text Freddie about it. I'm like, yes, I knew I seen her.
She was
Year
so
before.
impressed with the growth from that moment in the past year
Yeah.
because she was on the stage. We were in Studio A last year at this time,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of conducted the interview that way. And she says, well, now you've got a piano. Now I'm going to bring my band. Now you've grown. I feel like she says, now I'm not ever going to leave.
Yeah.
And she was right. She,
likes
didn't
it.
want to
Is
leave.
that Mrs. Hendricks number 2?
I mean, I can't say that. Freddie says that she's on the other team, but I can't.
Freddie never said that.
Freddie
only
Freddie
said-
said that.
Freddie only said
This
that
is
she
from
a-
his words.
She is only
truck.
a her.
Back it up.
She's really.
And he's rolling it right over you again.
We gonna go down that road.
Freddie said.
Freddie said.
So I'm just
Freddie
gonna.
said she
so
plays
I-
for another team. I
so
didn't say
I'm
that.
just. So I'm
if
just
she did, that's
gonna.
okay,
Mrs.
She is
Hendricks.
amazing. She was hanging out.
She is.
She's going to be back every Wednesday singing for us all
That's
of her
good.
original
Well,
music.
She also wants to bring in a band and everything else. And I wanted to ask on the. looking at the
Ooh,
newspaper.
who's that? Flip it over. Is that
This is
J-Lo?
J-Lo, yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's late, J-Lo.
Wow. J-Lo was A-OK in black and white in color.
No, J-Lo's done. Sorry.
She cut her
J-Lo's
hair.
done?
Does that mean everyone's going to be cutting her hair? Look at this.
She's
I'm sorry,
gorgeous.
J-Lo
How is she
is
done?
Gorgeous.
done.
She's Jenny from the block.
She's Jenny from the block.
She's
but
so not done, but I saw Chuck says, oh, J-Lo cut her hair. I go, no, she took her extensions out, but I guess that's just more.
J-Lo is now, Michael Jordan had to hang up his sneakers because he couldn't play ball no more. It's just time to move on.
So should I cut my hair short like J-Lo now? No.
I should.
What J-Lo does
can't.
and what you
could
do are
sell
two
your
different
hair, by the
things.
way. You know how much money you could get for your
You
hair?
leave your hair alone. You don't touch your hair. You cut that hair, I'm throwing you out of here.
You asked her this morning if she cut her hair.
I thought so. My sister, I remember when she cut her hair, my father didn't talk to her for 2 months.
Your sister has short hair.
She does now, but my sister's hair was longer than hers.
Really?
Even longer than Teddy's. Yeah, it went down to her ankles, and she cut it for cancer wigs and stuff.
You've started all the rage, by the way, with Michael Macchia, and now Dr. Laura wants to do a radio show with us.
Did you hear yesterday we got Michael Macchia said.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And did you hear the guest bought the Bitcoin?
I texted him last night and I said, I hope you know you're not the voice of God in our studio.
And now Dr. Laura, she's already downloaded the app, and she's like, I hope he reaches out to me. And
Mikey _mock on Twitter. He reaches out to everyone. He does giveaways.
Mikey _ mock on Twitter. We got to get our Twitter up and rolling.
My son called me last night. He says, I hear you guys on the air pushing the Bitcoin. I says, I ain't pushing nothing. He says, it's kind of high. Should I buy? I says, ask Mikey tomorrow. Call in.
So,
Oh.
I might need your help on that one.
Oh, no, not at all.
Well, she's
You
leaving
got
at
this.
7:30.
You got this.
Look at her face. So I'm running board.
Why?
Because she has to meet Miss H&R Block.
So it's me and Pierre the Stair running WNN tonight.
Tonight, Pierre is not there.
Who's there?
Daniel.
All right.
Daniel's your best board up. He's the senior now.
I'll run second chair to you.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You got this.
Look at her
This
face.
is now you. And when people start calling on that phone,
Look at her face, a face of terror. Val's going to get us started, and then I'm
why
good.
don't you have them just call the radio station
They're
for
going
tonight?
to.
That way you just bring it
That's
in.
exactly what we're going to do.
Now, I have some new technology that I'm going to be using at the other studio, at the radio station. I'm going to have a call board in our studio. You know how when you do shows and Russ, and how do we know somebody's on the air?
Like we do for Sarah Spears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna
we're
say
gonna
you
have
had
one
that.
in our. We're gonna have one in. No, I don't have one. We're gonna have a TV in there, and it will show the names and all that.
Everyone loved your commercial you did for the Brain Ball. Did our
was
voiceover do
shocked.
one for us?
I never heard it.
No.
Until last night. No, until last night when it played.
You can
I
still
went,
do it while it play. And we've
Sounds
had
like
2
Teddy.
weeks, so we can alternate them. So we're going to put a video spot with it also. So when we run it on our show, we've got a full spot.
Actually, I want both because I want the male-female voice thing, and I got a plan to use this in a different way. It's,
Oh, you should. You should. Actually, Monday, there's no school, right?
I don't know. I have no clue. I'll have to ask
Monday
him.
is the 14th. Monday is President's Day. So
who's the president?
it's honoring all our presidents. If you get impeached, are you still considered
No.
an honorable president?
No.
What
this
happens?
is the reason. If he gets impeached, he's no longer.
Well, he's already been impeached twice, but he wasn't removed.
Well, he hasn't been impeached. He was impeached by the House. He wasn't impeached by the Senate.
So what
that's
does
a
that
no-go.
mean if it actually goes through and they
if
find
if
him?
if they impeach him, he loses all his rights. He doesn't get the protection as a president. He's not allowed to run anymore. And what I heard this morning is that they can put criminal charges against him. Do you know that 115 cops, 7 deaths or 5 deaths, whatever it was, 115 cops were hurt. One guy's losing his eye permanently.
There's going to be a lot of civilians putting lawsuits against him, too, because of how he handled a lot of wrongful deaths.
So,
caused by the police.
but you know what's going to happen is if they vote to impeach him, you open up Pandora's box. And that's why the Supreme Court is not going to listen to any of his stuff, because if you do, then you open up a whole slew of stuff. So you got to be careful how you judge. It isn't about, you know why justice is blind, the lady with the thing? It's because when you make a ruling, yes, you have a gun and you shot somebody. When you make a ruling, what happens afterwards is worse than finding the guy guilty.
Well, because then it becomes your precedent.
And then everybody's going to jump on it. So I don't think they're just going to dismiss it. They
You
put
do?
out a tape. Yeah, Dawn, if you don't do it,
If you don't dismiss it,
if you don't dismiss it, you're talking about the biggest catastrophe in the history of this country.
But if we don't dismiss it, then he can run again.
But you know he's guilty.
but then there's
Think
no.
of it that way.
But here's the thing: I talk to you about this all the time, and you hate it when I do this. And I know there's no winning this argument with you. So this is just my opinion. I guess I have to preface this. You hate people having consequences, and you don't like boundaries. You have
Correct.
issue with that.
Correct.
So you would rather just continue to do
No,
and
no,
let
no,
them
no.
fall to their
No,
own
no, no.
sword
Time out.
than consequences.
I didn't say continue. What I said was, when they find, we all know that he incited, not incited, how much of it, whatever. He didn't say one word when it was going on before, during, and after. That's what bothers me. But if you find this man guilty, you're going to open up Pandora's box to some of the weirdest stuff you've ever seen.
But if you don't
Lawsuits
find
and
him
everything
guilty-
else. But you know, in your
Yeah.
mind of mine,
It's not my mind.
that he was
In my
guilty.
opinion, if we don't find him guilty, it opens up more anti-Semitism and more hate and more of these groups to say, you know what? I can do this because he wasn't found guilty. So it's almost like he condones it, so it's okay. And no one said don't
then
condone
we got
it.
a major problem.
So in my opinion, that's the other side. It just perpetuates hate.
In your opinion is 100%. You know, when you're guilty of something, there's no arguing the fact that you're guilty. There's nothing we can say in this room that's going to make him unguilty.
I think either way, guys, I don't know what you think, but I think either way, on your side, that would happen. And on the other side, if they don't, the hate groups, the anti-Semitic groups, the Proud Boys, and all of the people that he incited are going to get stronger because it's fueling the fire of I
It's gonna get
can.
stronger.
Well,
They're going to get stronger.
that already happened. Here, wait, can I sit my close and talk into air?
It's kind of already happened as I weave the wire between them. That because of the whatever they're called, domestic terrorists at the Capitol, half of them, they're putting out all these news stories that people are dying in jails that weren't there, that were put away in jail for not paying a speeding ticket, and they aren't given food and water. But that guy with the horns was transferred to a much nicer, lower security prison because he wanted organic food, and they didn't feed him.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's a real thing. They wouldn't feed him vegan food at the prison, so he got transferred to a low security prison.
So you
Half
have
the
a right
people-
to food choice when you're in prison?
not
versus
if you're
food.
not if you're certain people, not if you're black, not if you're Hispanic.
So why did he have that option?
Because he was in the
That's
cult.
the question.
They don't know.
Wow.
And there's a whole bunch more like that. There are people who they've found, who they've identified, who are at the Capitol, who are running free, who their only thing is, oh, you can't fly. You're on the no-fly list. Whereas people are getting murdered for just being on the street. There was an Asian man who was just killed because he was having a mental breakdown and trying to commit suicide. And instead of the cops trying to help him, they shot him.
Wow.
And it's, you know, it's a really big issue that if we don't have him guilty, then all these people's deaths are for nothing.
We have a huge
Not
mental
there for
health
anything in the
issue
first
right now
place.
in this country.
Well, there's also
Huge.
censorship. There's different levels of guilt
That's
that you
interesting.
could do. You can censor him. Never
You should go to
one
law
again.
school.
You know, the other thing they showed.
But don't leave here.
They showed. They showed yesterday all this film about things that went on inside, and they were looking for Vice President Pence, who happens to be a Republican, to hang him, and they were screaming his name. And so this went across the board. This is not just looking for Nancy Pelosi, which they were looking for her as well. There's a lot of hate in this thing. Also, during the debates, he didn't tell them to stand down. He told them to get ready. Really?
Stand back and stand by.
And
Well, that's
stand
what
by.
I'm
How
saying.
stupid of a man is this man? So just on stupidity, he's guilty. But that's not my argument. He's guilty. Okay? If you want to take him and put him in jail, put him in jail. What's going to happen after that is retaliation. Is all sorts of stuff is going to come out of this. Okay? He has to man up and take guilt for what he did. And he's not going to do that. He's going to
So
hide
what
behind
if,
it.
here's my question. What if he says temporary insanity? I've got dementia. No, seriously, like
Ain't gonna
people
happen.
do.
Matter-
You can't be the president of the United States with temporary
Yeah.
insanity.
I think that would be more grounds for them to impeach him fully. But there is,
Interesting.
you are right. There is a lot of documentaries and there's a lot of what's called research when cult leaders, when the leader gets taken down, the leader goes to jail, the cult doesn't have a leader anymore. They go into a frenzy to find someone else to lead them, and usually it is someone of even more extreme thought than the original leader.
That's the problem. It's the
And-
same thing that happened with Fidel Castro when he died and his brother went in there. He's a worse dictator than Fidel ever was.
People are fearing that that's what's going to happen in Myanmar right now because they're having all the protests against the military coup.
You know, that's right. And I heard that Biden is putting sanctions against the country because of the coup. Listen, there is a ripple effect to everything that happens.
Yep.
Okay? The problem we have here is that we, the people, we as sensible people, 4 years ago when Trump was put in there, we did not stop the bad behavior. You know, Twitter should have gotten rid of that account a long time ago, but you have a constitutional right. Well, you know what? If you can light a fire, you have a match, right? And you can walk around with matches, right? How you use the match is what comes in question. Let me go burn somebody's hair. Let me go burn a house. That becomes the question. But we didn't do anything to stop this escalation. And now we're looking for retaliation. Man, my mouth hurts.
You make me think of Aaron, my son, because as it's going on, I'm like, Aaron's going to be okay. Mom, you don't understand. It's not going to get that bad. He said, you know, you all told me that when I was in first grade. He said, I had a whole thing, and if the president does this, and the House and the Senate, well, it's never going to be like that. He says, Mrs. So-and-so, his teacher, said, Aaron, don't worry, that will never happen. He goes, Mom, here we sit, and everything I said in first and second grade they told me wasn't going to happen
It's
has
happening.
happened. He said, and it's because we didn't take care of what we needed, because
He's
we
right.
kept burying it, and we kept, it's going to be okay. Someone will stand up. You know, we have all these checks and balances. We will check and balance it the right way, and we didn't.
We didn't.
He
We
says, so
ignored
here
it.
we sit 20 years later, and you all told me it would never happen, and it happens. He goes, and I told you the
You know what?
anti-Semitism thing. He goes, I told you it's like World War II, and he goes through the whole thing. He says, and here we are now. And he goes on this rant, which is why he's going to Washington in August.
Well, I'm going to tell you, anti-Semitism is one of it. But there's-
Anti-Semitism,
but-
hate, and
but-
hate in general.
But there's hate. There's a lot of hate.
Hate as a whole, yes.
There's a lot of hate. Whether you women hate, man hate, black, white, purple.
Hate
a lot
as
of
a whole.
hate.
Yep.
And there's more hate right now, rampant, than anything else.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is that, you know, even though, you know, he was the president, I think, like, now that he's not president, he's going to be forgotten because, like, I already don't forgot who he is. You
No one else
It's like
did.
4 years from now that people
What are you
saying,
talking about? It's all over the news.
I know, but people are saying, like, by next year, ain't nobody going to be talking about Donald Trump.
Bubby says he's guilty, so Bubby's totally,
Shit, he is. But
Bub's
he is
totally
guilty.
liberal.
So, Bubby, my grandma is very liberal, but she has personal history with the Trumps. My grandma used to live in Jamaica Estates. They were about 2 blocks from the Trumps. And her brother, my great uncle, used to play is a very rough use of the term, with Donald Trump, and he was his eternal bully. Trump bullied the hell out of my great uncle.
Wow.
And my great uncle was he's an amazing man. He is one of my greatest heroes. Like, I love that man. And he was very gay, very, very flamboyant. And Donald Trump bullied the hell out of him. Now, he was a kid. I understand you can't hold everything against people. They have personal history where the Trumps were doing very racist things that I'm not going to say or slander anything on air, but there were things that they live right next to them. They heard everything. So she has a personal vendetta against the Trumps.
Wow.
But she is very liberal.
She lives pretty close, right?
Yeah, she lives about 10 minutes away from me.
Well, maybe one morning you can go to Bubby's and bring her in on VMix.
No, we're not doing that.
We can't bring her in on VMix. Just,
My
we don't
grandma
have to
will
talk
go.
politics.
But she's going
She's
to.
going to talk politics. We did
She
one
loves you,
Thanksgiving.
Freddie.
This
I
last
know, but
Thanksgiving.
I got to protect the innocent.
We said, Bubby, please don't talk politics with Dad. And she went, that's not going to happen.
It's like my father.
Okay.
My father was that way until he punched my uncle in the face because of
really
politics.
bad.
And I said, that's it. No more politics in this house. I got to tell you, when I was in New York, I used to pick up checks at the Trump Towers. My father says, okay, you're the only one that can go because I don't want to go in that building. We used to make fun of Trump. I remember Trump, some of the things he did in New York when he redid the ice skating ring and this and that and the Cosmos and all that. I remember all that. Trump was when he had Trump Air, we used to make fun. Did I ever tell you I used to
He
go to
had Trump
LaGuardia?
Air?
Yeah. I used to go to LaGuardia Airport, and they used to have this place where you sat down, you watched the planes take off and land. And here comes Trump Air. And in the day, you went to hang out at airports. At least I did. And I used to go to NYU. I used to make fun of it. I used to laugh. And now all of this rhetoric about losing elections and stuff like that, I told some hosts that I have, I said, yo, bro, what you know about Trump, I've already forgotten. You know nothing about the man. I said, why would you put your country in peril over this stupidity?
Why are they
No.
still discussing it on that show, by the way?
Because they are
But
conservative
that's
writers.
not what the show is about.
But that's what they want to do it about. And you can't stop people from
Well,
saying,
I'm not saying I'm stopping. I'm just was wondering why.
but they put me back in jail. I can't share that
Really?
show out.
Yeah, he said he allegedly claimed he's going to run again in 2024.
That's the problem. And they're not going to let him do that. That's where they're going to draw the line. If he was smart, he would have said, and then he wants to start a new party.
Yeah,
Heard
I
that?
saw that.
A Patriot Party.
I really just want to run
He
the
can have his
steps
gang
with
of
Kamala
rebels.
Slick. I want just to run the steps with Kamala. Can you imagine, like, if that were like an auction thing?
I wish I was in like the same room as her.
How cool would it be like to do like
I disagree.
what?
Because I don't like her.
I saw. You know,
Sorry?
I don't mean as a personal level. I just mean
No, I'm
as
talking as a politician.
I don't mean as I just mean as
I just she's a great person.
as someone to look up to as a person. Like I think for young girls, like maybe there is a foundation and say, all right, if you do blah blah blah, and we enter you in, the winner gets to run the steps with Kamala. Not political, just as a woman in power.
Are you serious?
100%.
Well,
Look
there
at
ain't
Michelle
nobody
Obama.
running
You
with
see
me.
her new
Wha-
show?
Yeah, I seen it.
You see her new show?
Kid show.
I seen it.
Something in Mochi. What is it like?
It's
Coconut and
it's
Mochi
very
or
cute.
something?
It's very cute.
Mochi, yeah.
It's very cute.
It's a kids' organic show with puppets, and I think that's.
I think
think
she
it's-
stole the idea from us.
I know that, but it's because she had the means to
So
put
let
it
me get this
together.
right.
So we need the means.
So if people call in, you'll run up the stairs with them?
yeah,
Is that a big deal? Okay, so call in.
it's not about
And you
me
can run
though.
the steps with Dawn up and down. I don't know.
Slick's
Let's pick
gonna-
a stadium. Let's go to a big stadium where there's a million stairs.
Slick, would you be security with me?
Yeah, right. You'll leave. You'll leave Tuesday. Get there Wednesday, and then Thursday we shoot it. It gives you a day to get to the
He's
top.
gonna have great clothes on though.
Have you ever gone to a stadium and you sit in the nose, what they call the nosebleeds in the top? You ever done that?
Yes.
At Shea Stadium, I did that. And you got to go up, and it looks like you're going like that, perpendicular. It is terrifying. I took my poor mother up there and
Oh my
my
gosh.
father. We watched the Mets in '72 clinch against the Cardinals, and Willie Mays was in left field, and that game we sitting in the left field foul pole. We paid $250 for 4 tickets because it was sold out. There was over 70,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
And I took my poor mom up there, and I said, God, if we make it through today, I'll go to church forever. And we went up there and we sat. There were no chairs. We sat the steps. And this guy came over and said to my mother, honey, take my seat. True story. And he put her down. He sat her down. He bought her something to drink because we were perspiring. It was in the middle of the afternoon. He took good care of my mom. My father sat in the stairs. He shook the guy's hand. My father bought the guy a beer. And I was, I don't know, 72. What was I? 62,
15?
72, 10. And I was amazed. I wasn't even looking at the game. We won. We clinched that day, but I wasn't looking at the game.
You were a little kid.
But I was taking this whole thing in because my parents wanted me and my sister. Harry didn't go. Me and my sister too. We were big Met fans, and we watched this thing. And this guy gave her seat. I would never in a million years forget that. His name was Johnny Brown, and he gave her the seat. I would never forget it.
Wow.
That was his name. They kept calling him Johnny. No, it was Spanish. And Johnny Brown, and they gave him the seat. And I tell you, those are some of the things of the stairs
That
when
you
you say
remember.
running up that you remember. But Michelle Obama, I always wonder why Michelle didn't run. But I guess when you're the wife of the president, you don't run.
Why Hillary ran?
Yeah, but she wasn't. She
Was the wife of the
something?
president.
You know, you're 100% right. I guess maybe she don't want to.
Maybe next time.
Michelle should have ran because when they take the low road, we take the high road. Remember that?
Well, I couldn't see her as president.
Why?
I just can't, because I mean, she's bigger than that. It's like she got a lot.
She's
more
bigger
out-
than the greatest human being on the face of the planet of the
She's
world.
got other things to
Yeah,
do
she
on
can
her
make a
agenda.
lot
I
better-
gotta respect that.
Yeah, 'cause that's a headache.
She's got to work with kids and women.
can't
and
I think part of it
this.
too, though, is that Obama, his biggest criticism is that he wasn't able to get a lot done. And I'm sure she saw that and was like, well, I got a lot more done as the first lady, just having influence than having to deal with everything her husband went through. And
Well, just the
he wasn't
pressure.
able to get a lot done.
Yeah, because he had politics in the way.
Yeah, but
You know?
right now, because she doesn't run, she doesn't have those politics in the
She
way.
can get
If
a lot
She's just a
Michelle,
person
if
of
Michelle
influence.
runs in 2024, if Michelle runs, or Harris runs for the Dems, because you know that Biden ain't gonna be running. Harris
that.
runs. No, he's 78. What, he's gonna run at 82? What are we?
Right.
Yes.
So between Harris
Trust
and
me,
Michelle,
him and
it'll be
Jared Tall
interesting.
ain't running.
That'll be
And he
interesting.
runs, and Michelle runs vice president. You got a ticket. You got to win a ticket there. But Michelle and her running, female, male, is the country ready for that? I would vote for that. You know why? Because Michelle's tough, man. When I was in North Carolina and I got to meet Obama and his wife, he was saddened about something that went on before the event started. And she went over to me. She says, you know what? Keep your head up. She says, you got this. Don't make me chase you out there. And she gave him a hug.
Can you imagine?
She's tough, man.
Yeah.
Michelle Obama is tough, from what I got to see. Yeah.
There's a lot of women in power that's as tough as.
Name me
Michelle.
one. I'll give you
I
a dollar.
mean, if I
Oprah
name
Winfrey.
you one, you're gonna be thinking that she's too radical.
Oprah Winfrey.
I didn't
No,
say
AOC.
radical. I,
was gonna
said
say,
power,
I was
not
gonna
radical.
say AOC because AOC can be like a nice
Oprah
AOC.
Winfrey.
Disagree with that.
Cortez, Artarzio Cortez.
Okay, let me tell you something about Cortez. Let me tell you something about Cortez.
She is
She
powerful.
talks a lot of nonsense. It's the problem. She's a radical leftist. I get it.
Yeah.
Cortez is in there talking about the fear of how I took her 3 days to explain how she was afraid. I get it.
True.
But Cortez is not a leader. I'm talking about leaders versus voices.
But there's a lot of voices in politics that are women that can make a splash with
Nancy
Kamala.
Pelosi? Is that a voice or a
Hard
leader?
pass.
Would you rather
Hard
have
pass on
Pelosi?
Yes.
Hillary Clinton? Did you vote for her? Hillary Clinton?
Plead the fifth on that one.
Uh-huh. You didn't vote for her. There was no leader. There was no leadership behind Hillary Clinton. Can we agree on that?
But Michelle
Michelle
Obama,
Obama.
she can get a lot more done without her hands
Harris
tied in politics.
and Obama, president and vice president in 2024 will win the ticket. You write it down. Bubba, write it down. I
Bubby, write
guarantee.
it
And
down.
I'm not a Democrat at all. I'm not a liberal at all. But I believe in real deal. And that ticket will be tough to beat.
I got one. There is no liberal America. There is no conservative America. There is only the United States of America. So why can't we have Liz Cheney and Kamala Harris?
Liz Cheney.
Yeah. I mean,
Where
she's.
the hell did that name come
Well,
from?
my ticket's for
I
AOC,
like
so.
staring at-
Liz Cheney.
I'm voting J-Lo.
Oh, that's a nice one. Though. That is
I'm
a
gonna tell
good
you,
one.
I wanna
She
call,
looks good in black and white too.
I wanna
Short
call
hair.
Pitbull for president and J-Lo for vice president.
How about The Rock?
The Rock
He filled
landslide.
it out.
Run for president in
He did.
2020.
Yeah.
Didn't run. It was the biggest disappointment of my life.
Yeah.
He does have the ability.
But why would
To
you?
run.
Why would you have him as your president? He has
He'll be-
absolutely no political.
I'm sorry. Who was just our president for 4 years? Who has no political background and who was a reality show host
But I
and ran a Ponzi scheme for
I love the way
billions
she
of
talks
dollars?
to you.
I guess,
Dwayne Johnson gives to charity.
I guess if Ronald Reagan.
You think I'm bad?
I guess if Ronald Reagan did. Excuse me for asking. Now, did you hear the news out of New York? The New York Stock Exchange, they want to tax it as a business.
It should be.
And they said that if they do that, they're leaving.
Who's leaving?
The tax
Okay.
exchange. They go to another.
Actually, I thought they were moving down here.
Texas will do it for free, or they'll do it down
Didn't they
here.
talk about putting it here?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Miami. Hector's here.
The New York Stock Exchange is not New York, it's Hector. It just happens because it's in New York. There are more New Yorkers working there.
So be Texas Stock Exchange.
It could be Texas
I
or
really heard
Florida.
that they were looking in Miami.
Yep. Because there's no state tax. Wow.
Interesting.
Can
See,
you
always give
imagine?
me a whole nother take to it.
Can you imagine that? That's something, I tell you. I'm telling you.
Look at that. Pot stocks are rolling.
Green money shoots unlegalized push.
Interesting.
Well, isn't that amazing?
Up 41%.
They had liquor, and that shot up when it became legal. Now they have pot.
Yeah, they are because my stocks went up because
There's
I've
pot
been
stocks?
investing in pot stock.
Are you
Yeah.
in
They're
pot
saying
stocks?
that it's up.
I'm not at liberty to discuss that, but
Yes, you are.
actually the biggest stocks that they think are going to go up after weed stocks are medical hallucinogenics, so medical mushrooms, medical LSD. They think those are going to be the next big stocks if you miss the pot rise.
Let me talk to you about those. You know the lollipops that we have on tomorrow? By the way, Taylor, one of the best
Yeah,
gigs that
great
you put
job.
together. One of them is the chaga. I hid them. I have to show them. But these are mushrooms. They are holistic mushroom lollipops we have.
I want to try one.
I had the champagne and roses one yesterday.
Is mushrooms illegal? Because I love mushrooms.
Not those.
It's so medical or like hallucinogenic. Thank you. Hallucinogenic
So is
mushrooms
booze.
right now.
Don't they hallucinate with booze?
No, that's something. That's a like downer, depressant. Hallucinogenics are pot, LSD,
Like
acid.
hair.
Yeah.
Hair.
Yeah.
Remember the
pot's
You're gonna
movie
smoke
Hair?
hair?
Remember the
Oh
movie
no,
Hair?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
considered a narcotic.
Marijuana?
The
I don't
age
remember
of
that's
Aquarius. We
I'm
are
not a
in
drug
the new
doctor.
age of Aquarius, so
But
Yes,
a
like
lot
I
of it,
know, I
it's
see
not
you.
that it's illegal, but it is illegal to sell, and it's illegal to have.
So
a
how do I
certain
buy it
amount.
if you don't sell it? I gotta grow it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the
well,
point.
how
is
why
you're not
how are there
supposed to
stocks
have
on
it.
something that's illegal?
Because in a lot of places they're using it. So a lot of antidepressant medicine is actually using small amounts of ecstasy in it legally.
Wow.
They got the FDA to approve a lot of them. My niece takes one of them where it has small amounts of ecstasy, and they prove that it helps medicinally. A lot of military, like veteran hospitals, are using LSD to help combat PTSD.
That's what they are using right now.
You
Yeah.
get
There
a
was
new
big-
show,
there
Life
was a-
According to Teddy.
Well, there was a big thing about it.
That's why you're Teddy Unscripted.
Well, there was a big thing about using LSD to fight
It-
that because it takes one thing away and it hooks you onto another. So
Well, but if you use it, because they're not just going onto the street and using LSD, it's the hospitals giving them a medicine that has LSD in it.
right.
That they're not getting hooked on it. It's not an addictive drug, but it does help them, and it helps amplify different medicines.
Yeah, but
to
then
help with
they
PTSD.
trade it on the streets for bigger and worse drugs.
Not everyone. A lot of people use it as they're
I'm
supposed to.
telling you, when I was in New York, and this is what's happening with pot right now. Now it's getting laced because they're buying the legalized
That's
stuff.
been happening for a long time. I remember being in college and that happening.
Yeah, but now they're doing it at bigger numbers because everybody's looking for the bigger high. I mean, I don't understand.
But it is, that's what the stock is, that a lot of places in the last election did decriminalize a lot of medical hallucinogenics such as mushrooms, LSD, ecstasy.
Did
so
you
they can
hear
use
that
it.
you can actually do something with cactus?
You told us that.
There are hallucinogenic cactuses.
So in Florida, you ever notice how everybody in their houses have all these cactuses growing everywhere? And I had an argument with somebody who says that's not true. We just like the way it looks. So you got 5,000 cactuses. Why? Why? We live in the Mojave Desert?
I'm not a big big fan of the look of the cactus. I much prefer flowers and love.
Cactus
and
has a flower. There's a cactus flower.
they're just prickly.
But they take it, they break off a stem, and do-do-do-do-do-do.
I mean, let me tell you, you're never going to be able to get rid of everything. I remember being in high school now hearing stories from my friends of what people were doing, and I never did any of it, and I'm very thankful for it because, I mean, cough medicine, hand sanitizer,
Cough medicine, I seen
cinnamon,
that.
I remember that, paint,
Formula
Sharpies.
44, remember that?
Yeah.
And then when you got Formula
I mean-
44D, they were drinking like this.
You can make lean out of stuff you find at CVS. Like, this stuff we're never going to get rid of all of it. People are always going to be finding more things. It's just about education.
There was a pill I used to take for my allergy. Starts with the letter C. And what happened was, you had to show your driver's license now to buy it. They locked it all up.
Sudafed too. Yep.
Do you know why?
Yep.
They crush it.
You can
Yep.
make meth
And
out of it.
they put and they crush it up and they make drugs out of it.
Imagine if people actually took that insight and did something good in the world instead of that. Imagine how great we could all be to actually use that knowledge to spread kindness and love and hope and goodness.
Can you
right?
imagine if you use LSD and it cures the coronavirus?
Well,
I'm
if it
kidding.
did,
I'm kidding.
do not try
We
this
do
at
not
home.
advocate
We don't
any
advocate.
type of
I'm
illegal
only kidding.
drugs
That
or
was stupid to
substances.
say. But can you imagine if there's a
funny.
stupid drug that takes care of stuff?
I
like
know
that?
there is. I know 100% in my heart there is something on the market that will work.
There are certain researchers that I
I
won't
know
say because
in
I
my
don't
heart of heart.
advocate
I've been
it.
saying this from the beginning, and everyone looks at me like
You
you
personally
just did.
know there's a drug?
I didn't say it was a drug. I think there is a holistic.
Vodka.
I think there's something holistic that combined will definitely do it.
Really? We have to ask Tracy
She
and
should
Merlin.
be here.
No, she's watching. Tracy, we need some Tracy guidance. She's going to tell you frequency, but I'm talking about taking...
Merlin gave me the solution. We have it here. I know. Just saying. I definitely believe in a lot of it, but far be it for me to share what I know, because everyone thinks I'm a little out there. Anyway, we got a great day lined up. We have got Ivy's Inspirations coming up today at 10:30.
When is Taylor's show? When is your
Taylor's
show?
show was on Mondays.
Mondays
It's
at
on
11.
Mondays.
Maybe we get 20,
I was looking
20,
forward to
20.
another
In there,
show.
we have some more chocolate mousse from Hector the Animator. And yes, the contest was, which was made more the harder way and the easier
And I
way.
got it wrong.
They were
The only one that got it right
absolutely-
was... You got it right?
It was the one that was made the hard. They were both delicious, but the one that was made the harder way was like.
Now, you want to hear the question of the day?
Okay.
PBS, when is your show airing?
As soon as tomorrow. I don't know.
As soon as tomorrow.
You got your elements done?
I have everything ready.
All right, and tonight we've got Kids in Capes. They are, I can't believe it's been a year. They are walking New York Fashion Week tomorrow with 4 designers. So we are live tonight from NYC. So you don't want to miss that at 7 o'clock with Bree and Allie. Uh-huh.
That's going to be interesting.
And at 7:30, we've got Teddy hosting Michael Macchia, another episode of the Bitcoin Master. So we
That's
got a
right.
lot of great things going on. We have a full day lined up on the cafe. We've got Hallie Elise joining us. We've got Savor the City. We've got Summer from Lost Harbor. We have our new bar, our new watering hole. The Artful Dodger's going to
Artful
be
Dodger,
here.
yes.
Wayne Henry. So get
Yeah, a
on
lot
your
of people
roller
coming in and
skates,
out.
guys, because we're moving them in and out.
And it's funny because get your pen and paper ready tonight. We have more people watch that Bitcoin show than anything else, and now everybody's jumping in the fray.
I know.
Keep buying. It went up. I'm up $4.
Have a great morning, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. We'll see you in a little bit.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.